Hey, what's up, guys? Max here, and we're going to be talking about the Battlegrounds rewards. They came out today, Friday, and so voiceover. So if the lips don't match, don't worry about it. It's my audio was all screwy, so I'm redoing. But here's our placement as an alliance, and also my individual scores and kind of my contribution. So we're going to be covering kind of how many points I put up to as well. Super excited, actually super surprised that we took number 11 as an alliance. And I talked about this in prior videos because I felt our contribution, our minimums, what we all agreed on were kind of very light, very low. But it looks like even at a very light minimum, which I personally think it was, we still managed to place number 11. I honestly thought we were going to be somewhere in the 20 to 30 placement because of our minimums, but hey, it looks like, obviously the top five, there's a big difference between the number one top five alliances and then where we are at. So I've seen scores of close to basically 40 million, and between I think 30 ish to 40 million is kind of to get into the top 10. So accordingly, if you want to stay or push for those brackets within those scores in your alliance, then you're gonna want to stay in that kind of ballpark and kind of set those minimums. Obviously having still certain members that are going to push a little bit more than others, but that's kind of like the idea going forward if you want to stay like in the top 10 or top 5. But yeah, very excited, and especially with this obviously season, there was a lot of participation. There's a lot of, obviously, rewards are brand new, they're buffed, and it requires contribution. Everybody's excited, and so with all that combined, we get these results. So I'm, like I said, super excited, super, because I honestly didn't expect us to go number 11, but here we are, relaxing number 11. So hopefully next season, I don't know, I can't promise, but hopefully next season we do end up closer to that number 5 spot, or in top 10, because ideally it's one of my favorite game modes right now at the moment, Battlegrounds. I play it a lot, and you'll see that how much I play it with my actual participation. So let's take a look at that. So when it comes to my individual score, solo event score, I was 116. Not bad. We get a couple of shards, which we're going to be opening a 7-star crystal. And then when it comes to my placement in the GC bracket, I ended up at 444. Still not bad too. I'll take this, especially since I'm obviously kind of like considered like a somewhat sometimes skilled player, and at other times not so much, so, but I'll take this happily. It's crazy enough as like when it comes to the game modes, I'm definitely a pro player when it comes to arenas, but Battlegrounds, AQ, Alliance War, not so much, and I still enjoy to play this game every day. So when it comes to my individual score, this is what I put up myself. So my solo score, I'm gonna show you right now, it is just a little over 1 million. Was that what I wanted to put up? No, it's not what I wanted to put up. Now, and I'll say this, initially my goal before we Relax came up with their minimums was to at least get as close to the 2 million points as I as close to the 2 million points. That was my marker. I got to 1 million, crazy as it sounds. I got to 1 million without much effort, to me. I got to 1 million, I think, by week 2, close to week 3. It was 2.5. Close to week 3 is where I got to almost my final score, and I basically switched over to just using energy, and from there on I just played with energy and kind of just played and enjoyed Battlegrounds without having any fear of losing or winning. It was just, hey, I just want to play, whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter. I was just there to have some fun. So that was for me when it comes to a personal just game mode that I enjoyed. It was actually very refreshing because there was no pressure. Of course, you might be thinking like, Max, 1 million points is a lot to contribute, but again, keep in mind that this is like the only game mode well, I don't want to say the only, but my favorite game mode in Marvel Contest of Champions at the moment. So it is the one that I'm going to be playing the most, spending most of the time in. And so, yeah, to me, 1,000,000 points was not difficult. Like I said, I got to it very early into the season, just a little bit over halfway there. So I know if I would have kept pushing until the end, we definitely would have probably crossed 2,000,000 points or close to it. But going forward, if if our alliance agrees to push a little harder, then obviously my contribution will be even more. But yeah, with 1,000,000 points, this is where it lands. If you're interested in knowing what 1,000,000 points gets you, it's 116. But big shout out to everybody you're seeing here right now. Kind of roll up through the top placements, top markers. Obviously, these players got very close to 2,000,000 points. I would say in the top 10 is probably 2,000,000 points, and then anything between the top 10 and 116, which is where I'm at, you're going to be putting up between 1.2, 1.3, 5, 8, closer to the 2,000,000 marker. So we've seen some scores of these players already, individual scores. I don't, you can keep them as a secret, but the player base can easily figure this out by just a couple of research, figuring out, okay, here's Max at 116, and here's the number 50 player, so everybody in between that, this is how many points they put. So ideally, that's kind of like the way you do research and the way you figure out kind of how many points people placed. But most alliances now are freely sharing their score across the board. So according now, if you want to plan to, like I said, to be in the top 10, top 5, or top 15, or top 20, I forget what those brackets are looking. I know it's 5 and 10, but after that, I don't remember. But if you want to be in there, you basically divide those numbers and then split it evenly within your line. So let's get to the 6-star opening and see what we get, and open up those signature crystals as well. All right, so here is the 7-star crystal. I wasn't able to open that many just because I didn't have tons of shards, ready for this opening. It just basically, this is kind of what I was able to get from the opening. We do have, some items, some shards we can buy from the store, but no Titan crystal for me. But this is what we land on, which is Iron Man. What the fuck? So as you can see, my face of excitement, not so excited for this champion. He's still rank 1. He's now at 660, believe it was. Yeah, 660. And I know he can be an annoying defender, tanky, especially at that final stage of his life. Certain specific champions can take him down fairly easy. Sometimes you don't draft those champions, so it becomes annoying. Bit of a difficult fight. But as you can see, too, by the way, 12,000 Titan shards are what I'm at the moment. Here's the 5 6 stones, 7-star 6 stones that I was able to get. 2 mystics and 1 science. We're going to be feeding that 1 science into Quicksilver, of course. So now he's at like 102 or 103. And then when it comes to the mystics, I still have to figure out who I'm actually going to be putting it on, because it's either Sassy, he's very high at 100, and so that'd be 102, or Werewolf. I know in the long run, Werewolf has got a better prestige, and as you can see there, I still have some of those X Magicka 6 stones available. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about that until I clicked on Werewolf and I realized I had those. So we might just put them into Werewolf. I don't do it in this clip because I still have to go back and look at the prestige numbers to see how that helps me in the big picture. But yeah, speaking of the Titan shards, I know if I would have picked up the deals that are available right now in game, I would be able to open a Titan crystal, but I think, like I said in the prior video, I'm gonna be passing up on that and just kind of saving up for the 4th of July offers and stuff. But yeah, guys, drop a like on the video. I'll see you on the next one.